Hello, my name is Brent Hawks, and it's been a while since we posted a vlog. And so for those of you who are new, I, for 40 years, was the senior pastor at the Metropolitan Community Church of Toronto. And I retired in 2018 and started Rainbow Faith and Freedom, which is an organization to confront religious-based homophobia and religious-based transphobia in Canada and around the world. During my time at the church, I was an LGBT activist, and so I've been through a lot of experiences, the ups and downs of life over that time. And I want to share with you that a few weeks ago, I had a really rough period personally. Now, I'm usually somebody that's pretty even-keeled, can handle almost anything. A lot of things have been, I've experienced over the years, a lot of challenges, a lot of joys, but I had a rough couple of weeks. And so life for me was not balanced, and life is often not balanced. Sometimes the difficulties, the challenges are much greater than the joys and the wonderful things in our lives. It's not balanced. And sometimes it can be unbalanced like that for a bad day or a bad week or a longer period of time. Bad things happen. And so challenging things happen and things get out of whack. But this time it really got to me. And what happened was my husband, John, we've been together for 42 years. He has been diagnosed with osteoporosis. And the results came back from his tests that it's severe osteoporosis. We were hoping it would be mild and easily controlled by diet and exercise, but that's not the case. So it's going to be a bit more of a challenge. The same day, found out that one of our dogs, she'd been losing some weight quite quickly, and they did some tests, and there's something wrong with her liver. And so she has to go to a specialist. And those things, and among a few other things, really got to me that week. And I got, a lot of difficulties, not a lot of joys, it seemed. And it really got me down. And so I can't say I was depressed, but I was really in a really low mood for me. And I couldn't figure out why it hit me, all of that hit me so hard. Now, I have experienced some really difficult times, but this was different. And then I realized that just because life is out of whack, just because the difficulties are much greater than the joys, doesn't mean that we have to get unbalanced. And it reminded me of my mantra, my life slogan, dwell on the positives while dealing with the negatives. I'm not negating how awful that diagnosis was. I'm not negating how scary it is for our little dog. But at the same time, I have to dwell on the positives to help me through all that. I have to dwell on the positives of being in a relationship for 42 years. I have to dwell on the positives of medicine being able to help us with many of these challenges. I have to dwell on the positives of being able to afford to take our dog to the emergency clinic and to be cared for. And I had forgotten all that. I had let the negatives, the challenges, overwhelm me. So I just wanted to share with you that for me personally, it's an acknowledgement that sometimes things can be much more difficult. It's an acknowledgement that we can't ignore the negatives in our lives, but that we have to both dwell on the positives and deal with the negatives to keep that kind of a balance so that neither the positives nor the negatives overwhelm us and cause us to ignore the other. Don't ignore the positives. Don't ignore the negatives. Deal with them. Dwell on the positives while dealing with the negatives. And once I remembered that, I was able to pull myself out of this funk that I was in. And I was able to move on and enjoy life while dealing with those challenges. So I wanted to get on to share that with you today. I hope it's helpful. If you found it helpful, please share it with friends or family. And if you can subscribe to our vlogs, that would be great. And if you hit the little bell, then you'll be able to get a notice when we post a new video. It's been a while, I know, because we took a lot of the summer off to focus on other things. But I hope you're well. And I hope that when life gets out of whack for you, that you're able to still dwell on the positives while you deal with those negatives. Thank you.